Hey everybody, I wanted to come on. We're closing down 2024, and I'm starting to think about 2025 and what sorts of goals and things I want to accomplish. So I wanted to come on and encourage people out there that follow the channel to do the same. Also, if you are here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Share this video with a friend, maybe somebody that needs some motivation in 2025, and encourage them to follow this channel and come on that journey with us in 2025 to live a happier, more peaceful, and fulfilling life. So, again, I am a former attorney. I'm also a certified life coach. Um, Everything on this channel is my humble opinion. Some of the information that I get is from other internet experts. Some of it is from personal experience. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. All right, so let's start on thinking about 2025 and what that means to you. I've already gotten a jump start on my 2025 goals. I listed 5 goals that were important to me. One of them I mentioned in another YouTube video, and that is to grow this channel to have 100 of you that are loyal followers and subscribers. Right now, I have a lot of followers on Instagram and Facebook, and I even get a lot of hits on my website, www.legallyquirky.com, and the blog that's there. But I don't have very many people that stick around and subscribe to this channel. I post regular videos every Friday, and then sometimes there are shorts that come up if we're doing a decluttering project in the house. That's the other thing that this channel focuses on. One of the ways that I create calm and peacefulness in my environment is by having a very low inventory closet, kitchen. The less you own, the easier it is to keep track of everything. I recently was looking for something, and it's rare that I lose something. There's a limited number of places where something could be. And it occurred to me that this is going to be the year 2025 where I get rid of all of my paper files and switch to electronic files. This way, if I'm searching for something, I can search for it by typing in some words on the computer and it will pop up instead of relying on the filing cabinet. So I'll be doing a lot of scanning and shredding at the end of this year. So much fun making confetti. Uh, when you think about 2025, though, and you start to think about your own goals, I would encourage you to think about some of those projects and goals that you list them every year and yet they are not getting done. And then ask yourself, okay, well, why am I putting this goal down? What do I hope to accomplish from it? So let's say, for example, that every year you set a goal of getting into shape and exercising regularly. And the statistic from the internet is that by the end of January, everybody has abandoned that goal of exercising. Very small percentage of people actually stick with it and, you know, fulfill and honor that resolution. I don't even like the word resolution. Uh, it's a goal. You have goals during your life and you keep trying to grow during your life and become the best version of yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with you now. You are good enough right now just as you are. And you are worthy of love and self-care and speaking to yourself in a kind voice. But a lot of people do make that goal of, I want to get in shape. I want to walk more. I want to lose 10 pounds. Whatever that physical goal is, why do you have that goal? So you might have the goal of getting in shape because you want to live longer. You want to live a healthier life. You want to run a 5K or a marathon. You want to become more active with your family and your children. So it's a goal that everyone in the family is going to be involved in. Maybe you got a new pet and that pet requires you to be more active and gets you outside. And so you need to be in good shape so that you and your pup can go on long walks. Whatever the reason is, it's important to have a why behind that goal that you've set. Otherwise, if you don't have a why, it's pretty easy to say, well, I'll get to that goal tomorrow, or I don't have time today, I'll do it on the weekend. And you can make excuses for every day of the week, and then one week turns into a second week. And then, like I said, before you know it, you're at the end of January and you have not done any action steps towards your goal of living a healthier lifestyle and becoming more physically active. I like to fool myself into completing a goal. And what I mean by that is I will agree and set a timer that I'm only going to exercise for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I'll see how I feel. Can I do another 5 minutes? And then if I've made it 10 minutes, that's great. I can stop there. Your recommended steps, they've changed it to 7,500 instead of 10,000. How many steps have you completed in that 10 minutes? You're closer to your goal. Or, they used to say do 30 minutes of exercise. You've gotten a third of that done. You did 10 minutes. Later on in the day, you can maybe try to do 5, and then maybe another 5 minutes more, and you're even closer to that goal. So the same way that you can put things off and be like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tonight, you can also trick yourself into getting it done little by little and saying, well, I'll just do 5 minutes right now, and then decide if you want to keep going and keep going and keep going. So those of you that have gym memberships, I used to have a gym membership. I never used it. It wasn't a good method for me to get in there and get that exercise done. I would much rather do exercising that can be completed in or around my house, especially when it's the cold weather. Those of you that live places where it's warm year round, you are so lucky. But right now it's getting colder, and today wouldn't, example, be the best day to go out for a walk. I can do my exercise routine in the house. There are exercise routines where they say just give us 7 minutes every day. But by taking the small goals and setting timers and just doing something for 5 minutes, you could put on an exercise routine that's on YouTube or an app, and it might say that it's 25 minutes. But if you want to stop in the middle and just do half of that routine, that's perfectly fine. And you still can check, I have done exercising for the day, and you've made some progress. So again, when you're working towards a goal, it's the progress, it's not being perfect. You don't have to work out the exact 30 minutes and reach that goal. Come close enough to the goal, keep going towards that goal, and you'll find that eventually it becomes easier, it becomes a habit. And if your habit is to only do 5 or 10 minutes right now, that's perfectly fine. It would be better for you to only commit to exercising for 5 or 10 minutes all through the month of January and still be very motivated in February to keep going, and then to do 10 to 15 minutes of exercise every day. Then commit to doing 30 minutes of exercise in January, maybe doing it 2 or 3 times, and then giving up and being like, this is too hard, I can't do it. So set smaller goals for yourself that are easy to accomplish and fulfill. If 5 minutes is too much, commit to 3 minutes. Set a 3-minute timer and do arm circles for, 3 minutes. And there's a wide variety of different ways to exercise your arms and to do this and to do this. I mean, you could get a lot done if you only have a 2-minute break at your desk that you're going to take. You can just stretch and do a little bit of this at your desk. And, again, arm circles, do some of these, and just get moving. It is better than nothing. And you can say, I started an exercise program. And then again, build on that small commitment and keep going and see where it leads you. I find that when I exercise, I feel better and I make better food choices during the day. Certainly, absolutely, if you are not exercising, then you need to be even more careful about your food choices during the day. There's a lot of temptations out right now. There's cookies and candy all over the place at my office. So what do? You have to remember that you have a goal of making healthy choices and asking yourself, okay, that piece of candy. I've had a piece of candy before. I know what candy tastes like. Do I really need that? Do I really want to use my calories on that? And think about what is in there. You know, some candy, especially dark chocolate, is good for you, but there's stuff out there that is very high in fat with absolutely no nutritional benefit at all. And now I'm going to give a shout out to an app. This is not sponsored, but I think more people would benefit from knowing about this app. And that is this little carrot right here, and it is called Yuka, Yuka. And if you go into this app, you can see when I go in, it's going to pop up in a minute, all of the different products that I have scanned. So as you're grocery shopping, you can scan a product and it will tell you, is it a good choice, a bad choice? In terms of nutritional value, is it a poor choice? And when you click on it, not only does it tell you the additives that are in there, okay, but it also will give you suggestions for something that might be healthier and a better choice in terms of the ingredients and it having less additives, less sodium, less saturated fat. I have actually changed what I have bought based on this app. So again, that's Yuka. And if you go to the scan feature, you can see like that little box has come up. You just scan the barcode on the item and then it will bring up the product that you're looking at and tell you what's good about that product. Does it have any additives? I mean, it's even going to tell you fiber and calories. So if you're trying to make healthier choices and you're looking at candy, take the Russell Stover's box, scan it, and see what does that come up, and is there something else that I can try? What are the suggestions that they try? They will probably say it's totally fine to have chocolate. If you look at the recommendations though that they make for chocolate bars, they're giving you dark chocolate options that maybe have fruit and nuts and not caramel, because caramel is primarily just sugar. So that is some of the stuff that I was wanting to talk to you about. If your goal was to be healthier, make healthier choices, and get into shape, okay? Let's pick a different goal, all right? Let's say that you have a business goal. Maybe your goal this year is to start your own business, or as some people say, a side hustle. I personally am not a fan of the term side hustle, just because I think a lot of people are spending a lot of time pursuing, the almighty dollar and forgetting some other stuff that's really important. Your family is important. Your friends are important. It's important to have a spiritual connection to something. You need time for yourself and self-care. And so if all you're doing is working, I think you're missing out on a big chunk of life. And I have never heard someone in their 90s say, gee, I wished I had worked longer hours at my job. But let's say that your goal is that you want to start your own business this year. All right. I'll give you the lawyer version first. Okay. So as a lawyer, you're going to want to check with your state and see, what do I need to do in order to open a business? Some states have what they call DBAs, doing business as. Other states, you might want to talk to someone about opening up a corporation or an LLC. Many of my friends have opened LLCs in the past 5 years, and that's just because there's different regulations in terms of taxes and record keeping. If you're going to be selling a product or service, does your state require you to collect sales tax? All these things to think about if you want to start a business in your state, or if you're going to be selling online. Something to keep in mind if you have a hobby and you're trying to maybe turn it into a business. Maybe you paint or you craft and you're selling things at craft shows. there's a certain point where something isn't a hobby anymore and it's a business. And if you want to start looking at how to claim some of those expenses on your taxes, you would need to talk to someone about that. Okay. A lot of my friends, in addition to talking to attorneys when they were setting up their businesses, they also spoke to accountants. And so that's important because you have to keep track in your records if you're going to be doing things like having inventory and expenses on your inventory, like storage and shipping, all of that stuff. But if your goal is to start a business, that's a big, broad goal. And again, it's something that you could push it off and be like, well, I'm working my full-time job. I'm really tired. I won't do it today. I'll do it Saturday or Sunday. Or, I am going to start, researching, like locations and try to find the perfect location for me to open up this business. Or, you know what, I made the decision to do an online business. But again, there's certain steps that you need to do. Most businesses have an online presence and a website, even if they have a brick and mortar store or it's a food truck. I have some friends that have opened food trucks in recent years. You would still want to have some sort of social media and web presence so that people that are using their phones to find you can find you. Take that big goal of starting a business and ask yourself, why do I want to start this business? Are you trying to make extra money? Are you trying to support your family? There's a big difference between having some extra money on the side and actually supporting yourself and supporting your loved ones. Okay. I know a lot of people right now that are working a full-time job with benefits and a 401k at the same time that they're trying to start a new business. And, those are the trade-offs that you have. Some business people will tell you if you were to take away that full-time job, you're putting more pressure on yourself and you're giving yourself more time to pursue that new business venture. It takes a lot of bravery to do that, and not everybody is at that point in their life. So you need to think about what is important to you and what your priorities are. But ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I want to open this business? One of the reasons that I got into coaching was I really wanted to continue to help people, but I was so burned out and frustrated with the limitations of the law that I said, I'm going to go into coaching. This way I can help people during those life transitions, like deciding whether or not to put a parent into an assisted living facility, or making that decision to change careers or open a business, deciding what career to pursue. And I did this for 20 years, or I was a mom for 20 years and now I want to go back to school. Helping those people to reach their goals and to get that push, that accountability that they need in order to do the action plan and make those things happen. Because here's the weird thing about human beings, okay? We say that we want to change and that we want to improve and we want to grow and become better. But at the same time, we like our creature comforts and we don't like things to change. We like things to stay the same, and we have habits and we're familiar with doing things a certain way and going to certain places and having expectations, and it's hard to give up and change those. So you really have to be committed to change. For a lot of people, it'll be one of those moments when if it's a health issue, it could be that moment when you reach down and you realize that your stomach is getting in the way of you tying your shoes. Or it could be, that moment when you're trying to play with your kids and you realize that you're out of breath. If it's a business goal, you look around and you're just like, I can't stand living like this. I need to make more money so that, we can afford some better things in life, like a new car. We need a reliable car so that we can get from point A to point B, and I need to make more money in order to make that happen. So just think about your goals, think about why you want to accomplish those goals, and then think about how you can take that big goal and break it down into smaller steps. And if you have any questions, or if you would like additional videos focusing on a specific topic, go ahead and drop a comment and ask for that video. And also, please, again, like and subscribe. I have new content that is posted every Friday. And then I also will occasionally, like I said, do shorts during the week. So make sure that you're subscribed. And I hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and enjoy the holidays.